I was called on a short notice fight for the UFC Minneapolis card. It was ESPN 3, their third card, I believe, on ESPN. And had only 2 weeks to prepare. I was getting my medicals done all last minute. And then one of the medicals happened to just be in Minneapolis, like on a Tuesday. The fight was on a Saturday. They read you back the results. They take the result, or they take the scan of your brain, and then you see a neurologist. He's the one that reads you the scans, and he's the one that checks off. And the day before the fight, my scans came back and basically just showed that I had like a blocked artery. We didn't know the extent of it at that time. We just knew that it was blocked and I wasn't getting uh, a blood flow, or at least adequate blood flow. And then, I went back home, and upon further, tests and stuff, they found out that it was the disease related, and it was moya moya basically, and it just got more progressive. It's not actually blocked. It's called a narrowing, and a narrowing's like just think of like the thing kind of just collapsing on itself, and the walls are just so like they're just like so thick that they've kind of just think about stepping on like a hose or something, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's basically what it is. There's not actually anything in there, if that makes sense. There's nothing stuck in there. What I would be at risk for is a stroke, meaning that there's no blood flow, and my brain's probably overcompensating in some sort of way, meaning from the right side, or what's called reserves. Reserves are like miscellaneous blood vessels that are just supplying blood, and obviously there's a demand there, so it's probably working a little harder. Me being, young and in, what I call a decent shape, my body's probably been able to sort itself for a while. But basically, what I would be the most at risk for is a stroke, and that's anytime I lose blood flow to the head. They don't know how fast blood will return to my head, and whether I stroke now or from getting choked, that's basically what I was at risk for. To solve this problem, I need what's called cerebral artery bypass, right? So it involves two surgeries, basically. One's the craniotomy, which is like the removal of your skull, basically. And then they do the bypass. The bypass will happen from like a vein either in your forehead or a vein on top of your head, or maybe both of them, and they go from the outside of your brain to the inside of your brain, and that's how they bypass that clot because it's on the inside. So I'm looking to get what's called a direct and an indirect bypass, which is like basically two bypasses, and they'll sew me back up, and hopefully, not hopefully, that should be like it'll be new blood to that part of the brain, and it'll just be a waiting period to see how strong my body is and how well that my body adapts to re-regulating that blood flow, or the new blood anyway. So we asked about that, and they've done a little bit, but at the same time, we're all independent contractors. So unless it happens in a fight, there's nothing that like they're. It's not like they don't want to pay for. Maybe they don't want to pay for it. I don't know, but I know that they're not legally bound to, and I've been just kind of trying to keep like a low profile because I don't want to, you know, upset him or anything. So I don't know. I haven't really reached out to him too much in regards to this. I know, they helped me get the scans. They helped me figure out what was wrong, and they were confident that this wasn't career ending if I could just get it sorted. So that's just basically what I've been trying to do, and this is the position that I'm in right now. We have a fundraiser going on, and regardless if the funds are met or not, I will probably be pulling up, pulling out a loan to meet the required amount. But if anybody wants to help, we have a GoFundMe set up. I have some fundraisers set up at the gym and some other things. I have surgery is scheduled for Wednesday of next week. So if you can't help, that's cool too. Just share anything that you see me sharing. If you just say a prayer, whatever, anything, say hi to me, just wish me luck, whatever. It's much appreciated, and you know, that's probably it.